Hey everyone, what is going on? Mine's Alive, and in today's Payday 2 video, I'm going to be talking through the solo stealth for the White House on Death Sentence 1 Down. Now this is a slightly different video because instead of recording it as I play it, this is a pre-recorded piece of footage that for some reason I didn't do a commentary over at the time. It was a month or two ago, so I really don't remember. In fact, it was probably longer than that. But I really like this recording in particular. I really like the way I flowed from point A to point B to point C with very little errors, very little mistakes, and I think it's probably the best recording you're going to get. So instead of spending hours and hours trying to get a really good solid solo stealth, I thought I'll use this footage and give you a post-recording commentary. So just as a little disclaimer, I'm sure absolutely nobody cares, but I thought I'd offer it anyway in case it seems like I know more than I'm letting on. So this heist honestly is really quite fun, I have to admit. There are some objectives in the stealth that I think are a little bit of busy work and some things where I think they could explore more of the map, I have to be honest. But I really like the design of the map. You could tell that they put the effort in for this big finale to the story, and it really did pay off. It really did. For the stealth, we're going to start off by going down to the West Wing, as you can see. We're going to hack a keypad, and in there it will show you two colours lit up. It'll either be the red, green, blue, or yellow. Two of those will be highlighted, and then we can proceed with the mission. As you can see here, it's red and green. So I need to go around the map, and I need to locate certain circuit boxes near the floor, like these, that have red, green wires. Or one will have red, one will have green, I should say. Now that one we just picked didn't have a red or green wire. There will be 4 circuit boxes around the map, one for each of the colours. You need to find the ones that you're looking for, and then cut those wires. The difference I would point out with these circuit boxes, though, is there is a lot of spawns. I don't quite know how many there are in total. There must be at least a dozen. There has to be. So I think a lot of this will come with practice, it'll come with skill, getting used to where each of the different circuit boxes can spawn, adapting to that, and being able to say, okay, let's search the ones in this area. Okay, there's a box there, there's no box in that spawn this time. Bouncing A to B to C. Again, very linear, but not in a bad way, I don't think, in this sense. Once you get the pattern nailed down and the habit nailed down, you get a lot better at it. Like this, I think this recording was like my, I don't know, 6th, 7th, 8th take. That might even be being generous as well. So no wire there. So we've picked open 3 of the boxes, so there is only one more box, so the next box I find will be the one that we want, which is the red wire. And I tend to find one spawns in this room quite often, so I go over here, and there it is. There's our red wire. So now we've cut both wires that we need, we can go into the West Wing. So we go straight down the stairs, and use the keypad, and it opens the doors. So we're going to head all the way down to the Oval Office next, which is the section where it's the main reason that I haven't re-recorded this, because this next section coming up is where I failed 99% of the time, because there are quite a few guards and there isn't a great deal of area to roam about. It's very easy to bump into guards, get 3 to spot you, and then if a camera's in the way, which it usually is, then you're completely scuppered. There's no getting out of it at all. And in this playthrough, as you'll see, I literally went from point A, point B. This is like my catchphrase in this video, but I bounced from objective to objective really easily with very little struggle. And I thought it was really good, and that's why I didn't want to re-record it, because I just thought, this is the best I'm going to get, so why mess with that? So first off, I'm just checking the rooms for a security room, because it can be in this area. I don't quite know how many security room spawns there are overall on this map, to be honest with you. But we're going to check this room as well. As you can see, bodybag cases that I've pre-bought, pre-ordered, but no security rooms, so just got to dodge cameras. But that's not too bad, as long as you don't get spotted, the cameras are very easy to dodge. Because here we are in the Oval Office. Now, behind one painting, I was lucky here, I got the first painting, there will be a Titan safe. And then from there, as you can see, you need to look around different laptops that will tell you where the code is. So this was the email we're looking for, and it will say, oh, it's on a USB drive located somewhere in the Oval Office, or in the West Wing, technically. So you have to search everywhere you can. And as you can see, once again, I find it very quickly. I think it's right here, there we go. And then you need to slap it into any laptop. Doesn't have to be the same one that has the email on, it can be any laptop. And there's our code. 3940, literally, so you see I went from objective to objective to objective in like a minute, I think that was. 3940, and in we go. It's much, much better like this. I really, really liked the way I played through this and just snuck right in, snuck right out. It's not an easy thing to do a lot of the time. Those 3 guards get in your way, and like I said, the camera's on top, and also not knowing which laptop you need initially to get the email, because that's one thing that does annoy me a bit about some solo stealths in Payday, is that you know you have to trigger this certain event to get to the USB. I would much rather on the replay be like, oh, well, we know we need to get this email. Let's just skip that straight away and go, let's find the USB stick. And this was a very close mess up as well. So you mean about cameras? But obviously I know that's not the easiest thing to enforce. You know, oh, if you've played it once, the next playthrough you won't have to do this objective. I suppose it makes it a bit too easy replaying it, so it's more just the busy work, that kind of thing. First playthrough through, obviously, you don't know what you're doing, so it makes more sense, but either way, next thing we need to do now is go to the library, because then we're going to get into the PIOC, I can't even remember what it means. Is it the Presidential Emergency Operations Center? I don't know. And if you look at that, oh, I forgot about that as well. The first bookshelf. If that isn't a sign that this is like the quickest and stealthiest playthrough, well, that kills 2 guards along the way. But we're not going to talk about that bit. And then comes the POC section. Now, this is the bit that I do have a bit of criticism towards Overkill for. Only a little bit. Nothing too kind of overly critical. The thing I don't like about this is when you go down here now to get into the vault, you have to do 3 computer hacks, which just feels like it's been dragged out. It's a very clear sign that they've done the stealth objectives they like, but they don't want you to get through it so quickly that for the grand heist, you're in and out in like 6 or 7 minutes. Because I'd have been out here much quicker if not for those 3 hacks. But you have to do one at a time, one after another, and you have to keep going up to the computer and interacting with it. And it gets to the point where it feels very much like it is, again, busy work. So, only criticism I really have of this heist. Like I said, some bits are harder than others, but I get that. That's the challenge of a Payday 2 solo stealth. But this bit does feel a bit like, you're giving me a bit more to do than I would like here. A bit too much of just the very simple stuff. So first off, we need to get close to the vault, so I'm waiting for this guard to move just so I can get over there. They do move quite quickly, I will give the guards that. They don't seem to stay in certain positions for too long, or at least not in the painful position, should I say. The ones where they could be a real pain in the backside. As you can see here, he's moved into an even worse place, so I'm stuck behind these desks. Just gotta wait, and then, as you can see, he moves almost instantly. Just gotta wait for him to do that. And I think I try and get quite close here, see if I can get the vault to be spotted, but then again, the guards up on the balcony above can also present a problem, so you've got to be really careful here. And that's why I just wish, if they were going to get you to do more objectives here, it should have been more varied than hack this computer again, hack this computer for a 3rd time just to make sure. Because there was another heist like that, I can't even remember what it was off the top of my head, my brain's gone blank. There was another one we had to do like 3 hacks. Oh, undercover, that was it was undercover. But with undercover it was loud, so it wasn't quite as bad. Because a lot of loud heists are defend this point for 6 minutes while we shoot away cops. So if it was loud, I wouldn't bat an eyelid, because I think each hack is only 60 seconds, if I remember correctly. We'll soon find out. It's always this computer, I'm pretty sure. So, there you go. First hack's going. I think it's 60 seconds. Fairly certain it is. Oh, it's still setting it up. You can tell it's been a month or 2 since I recorded this. Whoopsie daisies. Yeah, there you go. So, 60 seconds apiece. So, if that was loud, I'd be happy about that, because just 3 60-second hacks, as opposed to, like, a 6-minute drill, or 4 or 5 minutes if you have skills. But, oh yeah, and I got a little bit bored, so I started flicking between 1st and 3rd person. Mods don't ruin the solo stealth if it's just cosmetic ones like this, so I'm sure you can forgive me getting a little bit tedious and just wanting to switch between 1st and 3rd person. But yeah, so in a loud heist, this I wouldn't bat an eyelid to, because there has to be at least some element of hold this point down while we defend it against police. But the problem then arises then when you're doing it in stealth, you aren't doing anything while the hack's happening. You're literally sat there going, so, well, that's not very nice. Which I've just realised, actually. I don't know why it's taking me this long to realise it's raining indoors. The weather mod I had installed must have been a bit of a malfunction. But then again, I think it does rain in the interiors on it. Just realised. I don't know how it took me until now to realise it was raining in the POC, so apologies if that was irritating you. Oh, I think it's because there's a skylight above us. That's probably why. Because it wasn't raining everywhere else. Remember that. See, there we go. Now I'm going to do the next one. See, those are cool, like doing the little phone interactions. Like, I don't mind those, because obviously it's something to keep you going, but most of the time I'm sat here just going, okay, waiting for the vault to open, waiting for it to open, you know. Anyway, while we're waiting for it to open, I will just say, this is one of the last solo stealths that I have left to do. I don't think I have many left to record now. I have Border Crossing still to do, which I still haven't actually managed to pull off solo stealth, I'll be completely honest with you. I got very close to one. I think I got like 10 of the bags secured and then fluffed it and then got really angry and turned the game off. So if you want to see Border Crossing, leave a like, comment down below, let me know. But I can't remember what else I actually have to do. I have a lasso, which... Did I ever pull that off in the end? No. There's a few people who will know this story, but if you don't, you might not have been around for a year or two. I think it's been about a year, 2 years since this happened. So I recorded on Xbox One. And what happened was with the lasso, I mean, if you've played a lasso heist, you know it's not an easy heist to solo stealth. It isn't. There's a lot of map to explore, and I do give credit to Overkill because it is a really well-designed map. I love the architecture, the design, the objectives. They're really cool. But in stealth, because it's such a big map, and because there's so many guards and so much you have to do, bouncing from A to B and going up to the top of my head's frozen, up to the top of the theatre. It's not the arena. There we go. Why did my head freeze that much? Up to the top of the arena, and then back down again, and then back up to the top again, and then back down again. You go bouncing from the garage to the top of the arena to the pyrotechnics. It's really frustrating. One time I managed to do it, got the whole thing done, and if you haven't seen a solo stealth before for Alesso, at the very end you go into one of the rooms, which is where you secure the money, and you unmask. So you leave the arena with your mask off. It's a really cool idea. I really like it. Apart from the fact that as I was leaving, a guard decided he was going to walk right into me and try and kiss me, and he made me. I had to put my mask back on. I couldn't make it to the exit. I was literally just a couple of seconds out. And I asked people if they were happy with me uploading that as like a Alesso solo stealth, but there's a twist. The twist being it wasn't a complete solo stealth. And people said they wanted me to upload it. Like, they didn't have a problem, but I felt a bit scummy doing that. Because I thought, obviously, the people I've asked don't mind, but if anyone else comes back and sees it, they go, wow, that's a bit cheap. The twist is that you didn't beat it. So I decided against uploading it in the end. And to be honest, I've not really tried very often since, but I may well go back and do that too. That and Firestarter. I've still never done Firestarter Day 1. That's the other one I struggle with. Maybe one day I'll beat that. Anyway, so, now we've got the vault open, all we have to do is spam RB a few times. Or should I say 24 times? It's a bit underwhelmed by how they look. I actually don't think they look that bad. I mean, taking away the criticisms people had about, oh, this wouldn't make sense if you took the pardons. They'd know the pardons have been stolen, and then they'd void them. No. It's like, it's Payday, man. Don't question the logic that much. I think it's a really nice way to try and bring an ending to the story. I really do. There we go. Oh, nearly got spotted. And then literally that's it. All we have to do now is leave the P.O.C. and that's the heist done. So as you can see, obviously if they hadn't done those 3 computer hacks, I probably would have been out. If not within 10 minutes, then just on the 10-minute mark. Because I think obviously I'd have to leave in about 30 seconds, and I think it takes me a bit longer than that. But so I get why they put 3 computer hacks in. They did want to. I don't want to say pad it out, because pad it out sounds like they'd run out of ideas. But also it does sound as though, you know, they wanted to make sure you spent enough time in the solo stealth that for the last great heist where it would take a bit longer loud, you wouldn't want to be able to jump in and out stealth. It's the White House. So I think mainly some more security measures would have been interesting. I think what would have been nice to see is some kind of extra security in the library, or an extra step here when you're in the P.O.C. going down into the presidential area. It would be nice to see a little bit more of an expanded area there, personally. Just an extra step that didn't feel like you were hacking the computer repeatedly. But that's the only real criticism I have. Like I said, I love the architecture. I think the objectives are really cool, bar the repetition of hacking. It's nice. And I'm glad they brought back the bookshelf searching feature in San Martin, because it's a really cool feature. I just hope they bring this over onto console, though, man. Because that's the thing. Obviously, this is only on PC right now, but I've said it before and I'll say it again. If they ever do another console update, even if they skipped every other heist, the White House deserves to be on there. Console players deserve at least some kind of an ending. I know, obviously, they would miss the context of Reservoir Dogs and Bane being kidnapped and all that, but they could always read up on that. As long as they have the finale and they have the big one, the White House, that would be enough for me, I think. But there you go. And as you can see, that was actually the first time I solo stealthed it, Death Sentence 1 down. And I practiced it that many times and fluffed it up that many times that I literally went in and did it as smoothly as I did there. And I thought it was really good. I was really proud of myself when I got this recording. That's why I kind of wish I'd done a commentary at the time. But hey, me talking over it now, I don't think it was much different. Either way, thank you all very much for watching. If you have enjoyed this video, please consider giving it a thumbs up. I'd really appreciate it. And subscribe if you're new and you want to see some more Payday 2 content. And finally, I know I always say it, and it is a shameless plug, if you do fancy me supporting a bit, if you do fancy, support me a bit extra, then feel free to check out my Patreon. Maybe I'll get better at my English if you donate over there. No, seriously, donations are never expected. Always appreciated though, and will always support me in the channel. But until then, thank you all for watching, look after yourselves, and I'll see you all in the next video. Take it easy.